Let's finish up problem 2 of your word problems from the review sheet. We solved problem 1, where we found that it would take 3 days of treatment to get the cancerous cell number down to 108,000. Now look at the second question that we have there in that problem. How many days of treatment will it take to eliminate all the cancerous cells? And I gave you a little hint. If you eliminate all the cancerous cells, then that means n has to be 0. Because remember what n represents? N represents the number of cancerous cells that are remaining after days of treatment t. So we want to know, when will this figure be 0? So let's replace n with 0 and solve that resulting quadratic equation. Again, I don't want a negative coefficient for my squared term when I start solving. So let me show you a different way that we could get rid of that negative coefficient. How about multiplying by a -1? Doesn't multiplying by a negative change the signs of terms? Yeah, multiplying by a negative changes the signs of terms. So let's multiply both sides of the equation by -1. Well, -1 times 0, that's still 0, isn't it? And -1, I will multiply through both terms by the -1. -1 times -4t squared is going to make positive 4t squared. It changed the sign of that term to its opposite. Opposite of negative is positive. And the plus 144 will become minus 144. It changes the sign to the opposite of what it was. It was plus, it's now minus. So that's another technique for getting rid of the negative coefficient. I could multiply both sides by -1. And now I have this quadratic equation I want to solve. I notice both of those numbers are divisible by 4. 4 times 36 makes 144. And that is a binomial I can square t to make t squared, and I can square 6 to make 36. So that will factor into t plus 6, t minus 6. And what value would make this quantity become 0? If t was -6, and if t was positive 6, it would make this factor become 0. 0 times anything gives us the 0 we want. And again, I don't know how to interpret -6 for t, because t, remember, stands for days. I don't know how quite to interpret that, especially days of treatment. -6 days of treatment, I'm not sure about that. But +6, that says it takes 6 days of treatment to completely eliminate the cancerous cells that are there. And that might be what we would write as we add some words to the number to make it meaningful. 6 days of treatment will eliminate the cancerous cells.